Set leaks from Superman, directed by James Gunn, have been unstoppable as new photos come on the site cleveland.com every day. The latest photos offer interesting insights and first looks at Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. I am going to tell you some amazing secret connections along with my theories, plot details that are coming evident with the photos. So let's dive right into it. Starting with the first look images at Guy Gardner, played by Nathan Fillion, and Isabella Merced's Hawkgirl, which have already received its verdict from the internet, which is mainly negative. Starting with Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner, he looks a bit wacky. He looks like a nerd who joined a biker gang, as is shown by his costume. I do, however, like Hawkgirl's new suit. Compared to what Hawkgirl had in DC's Legends of Tomorrow, this suit is far better. Their first looks and their suits have drawn criticism over the overgrounded and homemade nature of the suits. The overuse of leather in these suits have also drawn criticism. For Guy Gardner, I don't appreciate that the green color, which is the primary color of the Green Lanterns, is not even primary in his suit. But I do, however, like Isabella Merced's helmet and the mace that she's carrying in the photos. However, an interesting detail in these suits may point to a very different and interesting storyline which might be in the movie. So let's talk about it. All of these suits, including Eddie Gathegi's Mr. Terrific, which we got first looks for in the last week, have something in common. All of these suits have the Lord Tech logo. So in the DC Comics, Lord Tech is a company owned by Maxwell Lord, who is an antagonist. You may remember Maxwell Lord played by Pedro Pascal in Wonder Woman 1984, which a lot of you might not have seen or may have seen but didn't like. I thought he was the best part of the film, but leaving that aside, Pedro Pascal played this character, and now Sean Gunn is playing this character in the DCU. What's interesting is Maxwell Lord in the comics had funded the Justice League International, and the same might be happening here. Now, I am unsure whether this team in the movie is the Justice Society of America or the Justice League International. Whoever they are sponsored by Lord Tech. This may end up with Superman clashing with this group of heroes and ultimately clashing with Maxwell Lord. While it will form a very interesting storyline in this movie, it can be a subplot of this movie or may warrant a sequel in the future. So, these are just my thoughts and some of my theories on the first look on these characters. Let's move on to the other photos. Moving on, we also got some interesting photos of Superman in the Square Park in Cleveland. In these photos, we see David standing in the middle as he is holding something heavy in the air, trying his hardest with full effort to stop it. We don't know what object he is fending off against, as in the photo, we just see two men basically holding a rectangular board on stools to get a more authentic performance from David. And in the photo, his pose is just spectacular. This photo, which is similar to that of Cavill's, is peak Superman. These series of photos show Superman protecting the Metropolitans from some imminent threat, and this might be in it. The photos also reveal a truck carrying some sort of tanks, presumably some gas, being exploded. Other photos also show David hurrying towards a girl trying to protect her from something. These photos are followed by photos in the Cleveland Park where we see Superman interacting with little children. We see him holding a baby girl whom he might have just rescued. Putting down the girl, he interacts with these kids. These photos just show the bright and optimistic tone that these movies will have and what Superman ultimately represents to the audience. The photos also show a lot of extras being involved here who are applauding and cheering not just Superman but other heroes as well. These photos indicate some sort of aerial battle and aerial rescue where we see Hawkgirl and Eddie Gathegi's Mr. Terrific descending on harnesses and wires. Mr. Terrific has some sort of weird chair like jetpack, while Isabella will have CGI made wings. This scene that was shot in the Cleveland Park had a massive setup with a lot of extras being involved and a lot of the key characters in the movie involved. We might see some sort of rescue operation in the aftermath of the battle taking place in this park with all of the audience cheering the superheroes. Some interesting photos also show a woman carrying a squirrel on set, which later shows Superman flying towards it and interacting with it. I couldn't show the photographs due to copyright, but you can find them on cleveland.com. The links of these photos are down in the comments down below. I tried to think of what the squirrel might be in this movie, but I just couldn't find it. If you all know, please let me know in the comments down below. I also got a look at the dog who might be the stand-in for Crypto. We also got another look at David Corenswet's battle-worn suit. And these set images of this building being used and demolition of cars by a JCB are also surfacing online. James Gunn is really making these scenes look very authentic. So, from all of these photos, I have a slight idea of what the movie might be, and this is my plot theory. From the overall photos, we may be getting a Superman movie which shows Superman as a light-hearted boy from Kansas having an optimistic approach. We might see an internal struggle inside him, as the theme could be about finding your identity in a world crowded with superheroes and corrupt people. He is teamed up with superheroes who basically represent a corporation, who, after probably an invitation that he declines, is arrested by the authority, which forms the complex narrative of this movie. Anyway, these are just my plot theories and thoughts I had on the first look of these characters and all of the Easter eggs and funny things that I found in these photos. James Gunn is directing Superman, which releases in theaters on July 12th, 2025. Let me know your thoughts on the first looks down in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.